Welcome. In this explainer, we're taking a closer look at the PSG Institute of Technology and Applied Research in Coimbatore, or as it's more commonly known, PSG iTech. Now, for all your students getting ready for admissions, the TNEA code you'll need is 2377. So, let's find out what makes this college worth your consideration.
Right off the bat, one of the first things that really stands out is its accreditation. PSG iTech has earned a very strong A+ grade from NAAC. What makes this particularly impressive is that they managed to achieve this in their very first cycle. That's a pretty clear signal of high institutional quality right from the beginning.
And you can see that quality reflected in the national rankings. In the government's latest NIRF rankings, PSG iTech is placed in the 101 to 150 band for engineering. This tells us they are consistently holding their own in what is, let's be honest, a very competitive national landscape.
Okay, so to help you get a full picture of the college, we've broken this overview down into 5 key areas. We'll kick things off with its identity and heritage, then we'll dive into all the official accreditations and rankings. After that, we'll look at the engineering programs on offer, then the all-important placement outcomes, and we'll wrap up with a look at the campus and its facilities.
First up, let's talk about the college's identity. Because you see, to really understand PSG iTech, you have to understand where it comes from, and that's a powerful legacy of education that started all the way back in 1926. The institute itself was set up in 2014. It operates as an autonomous, self-financing college, and it's affiliated with Anna University Chennai. For admissions, it's all through TNEA counseling, with the seats split 65% for the government quota and the remaining 35% for the management quota. And this timeline, it really tells the whole story, doesn't it? It all began in 1926 with the founding of the PSG and Sons Charities Trust. That led to the creation of the renowned PSG College of Technology in 1951. And then, in 2014, that very same trust established PSG iTech, carrying forward a mission in education that's been going on for nearly a century. All right, so how does all that heritage translate into official recognition today? Well, this next section is all about the accreditations and rankings. These are the vital quality checks you should be looking for when you're making your final decision.
So the institution pretty much ticks all the boxes. It's approved by the AICTE. It has that very strong NAAC A+ grade, which is valid all the way until February 2029. And, very importantly, at the program level, 5 of its core undergraduate branches, that's Civil, CSE, ECE, EE, and Mechanical, are all accredited by the National Board of Accreditation, or NBA, right up until June 2027.
Now, what's really key here is consistency. In the government's NIRF rankings for engineering, PSG iTech has held its spot in that competitive 101 to 150 band across recent years. And on top of that, Outlook iCare ranked it at 110 among all private engineering colleges. So what can you actually study here? Let's move on to the BE and BTech programs available. This will give you a really clear view of all your options for specialization. Here's the full list of undergraduate engineering branches. Of course, you have the core NBA accredited programs like Computer Science, ECE, and Mechanical. But have a look at the newer programs the college has introduced. We're talking about in-demand specializations like Artificial Intelligence and Data Science and the extremely relevant field of VLSI design. Okay, next up is the topic that's on every student's and every parent's mind: placements. Let's think of this as the direct outcome of the education here. It's the return on your investment. So the headline number here is quite strong. Based on the self-reported data they submitted for TNEA counseling, the placement percentage for the 2023-24 graduating batch stands at a very solid 91%. And the big question: what about the salary? Well, the median package for the recent graduating batch was 7 lakhs per annum. Remember, this median figure is a much more realistic and, frankly, a very respectable benchmark for what graduates can generally expect to earn. The list of companies that come to recruit here is both impressive and diverse. For core engineering, you'll see big names like Caterpillar, L&T, and Tata Motors. And on the IT and software side, you've got companies like HCL, Oracle, TCS, and even top-tier consulting firms like McKinsey & Co. hiring from campus. All right, let's take a look at the environment where all this learning happens. This last section covers the campus, the research culture, and all the facilities that create that support system for a student's success. Now, for parents, these points are often the most important. The college provides separate on-campus hostels for both boys and girls. The mess caters to both vegetarian and non-vegetarian food preferences. There's also a college transport network that serves Coimbatore and its nearby areas, and the library is really well stocked with over 24,000 books and plenty of digital access too.
The quality of the faculty is definitely a key strength here. A very high percentage, about 72% of them, hold a PhD. This high concentration of doctorates is a very strong indicator of the academic seriousness and research quality you can expect at the institution.
And their focus on innovation is pretty clear. The college has had 19 patents granted since just 2017. They also have active collaborations and MOUs with some really high-profile partners, including premier academic institutions like IIT Palakkad and industry giants like SAP Labs and SanDisk.
Just so we're all clear, please remember that all the information we've presented here is based on data from the college's official website and verified government portals as of April 2026. We always recommend that you verify the key details directly before making any final admission decision.
Explore more engineering colleges at profsam.com, your true source for 12th to engineering decisions.